What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Odious Mortem, entitled Synesthesia. This is released on Willowtip Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of San Francisco, California, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very traditional, technical, futuristic style of death metal. Yeah. New backdrop that we're trying out here. Let me know what you think of it. But anyway, first review of 2020, and what better way to get it started than with a band that we really haven't heard much from in a very, very long time. Of course, when you think of a band like Odious Mortem, you definitely think of a band that really was helping pave the way to help get the sounds of technical and brutal death metal mixed up together very nicely. This band put out a demo in 2003 entitled Gestation of Worms, which was a really solid way to get the ball rolling for this band. But it wasn't until 2005 we got the very first offering from this band in the form of Devouring the Prophecy. Really, really good debut full length, a lot of great riffs, a lot of awesome technicality. Really dug the style and concept that this band brought. Definitely something very influential, I would say. But then in 2007, we got Cryptic Implosion, which was honestly the last time we had heard something from this band, and up to that point was the best material Odious Mortem had put out to date. Really memorable album, and definitely probably some of the best material this band has done yet. But ever since then, there's been nothing but radio silence from this band. There hasn't been any new material from them in the works, and of course everyone involved in this project had their own sort of things going on. If I'm not mistaken, the guy who does vocals for this band is also in the band Severed Savior, which is another great brutal death metal band that I think needs to return at some point. And I think a lot of the other members that are currently involved with this band were involved and at some point had been involved with Decrepit Birth, which is another really well-known and established name in American death metal, technical death metal, what have you. But yeah, 2020, Odious Mortem returns. When I found out that they were coming out with a new full-length album, I was very much interested to hear and see how they were going to go about things this time around. Would there be any rust to shake off? Would there be any sort of new challenges or new ideas to be brought forward to the table this time? And now here we are with their third full-length entitled Synesthesia. It's 10 tracks, and it clocks in at around 38 minutes in length, and pretty much after listening to this album, you can definitely tell that these guys still have the goods. They still know how to deliver really top-quality technical death metal, but they do it very tactfully, very tastefully, not over the top or noodly or crazy like a lot of contemporary technical death metal of today is. These guys definitely know to ease back, and then when it comes to bringing things in full force, they do so very, very marvelously. And very much this is a very well-played, well-established sort of release here. I love the musicianship, I love the riffs, I love the intricacy that's being done with every single track that's on this album. I take the first couple of tracks like Dormant Retribution and Condemnation Foretold. Just some really, really tight and technical guitar playing done on those tracks. Later on with songs like Eagle's Tower and Spirit Hole. Just some really, really well thought out and well played riffs going on here. I love the riffs. I love the technicality. I love the melodies. Just a lot of great, great moments to be heard throughout this album. The bass work on here is very good too. Very technical, very audible in this album's mix. Very well played, and definitely holds its own amongst the riffs that are dominant throughout this entire album. The drum work on here feels very good too. A lot of blast beats, a lot of rhythms, very natural sounding, and that's what I appreciate a lot about this album, is the fact that this feels very natural sounding for a technical death metal record. It's clean, but it's not too clean. It definitely has that impasse near the middle where you get that cleanliness, but you also get a little bit of rough and ruggedness going on here when it comes to how this album sounds. But going back to the drums, I think this drum performance sounds really, really awesome. I love the snare, I love the blast beats, I love the rhythms, I love the ideas and interpretations being done here. And When it comes to the vocals are very awesome too. Very growl heavy, very well worded, well articulated. Definitely something you can understand, and definitely something to help move the concepts and story of this album around, because I love the thoughts and ideas behind what Odious Mortem do. Very, very futuristic, very technical, very human inspired sort of stuff going on here, but I definitely like that this vocalist is weaving a very entertaining story to tell here throughout the 9 tracks that are on this album. Sends the one instrumental track on here with Synchronicity. Really great instrumental song, and definitely a solid lead up to the final track of this record with Dissonant Theology. Really, really top quality stuff here. So overall, if you're a fan of Odious Mortem, if you're a fan of traditional technical death metal, this is definitely an album to be checking out. I'm glad that this band still has it in them to create some very high-quality technical death metal. This is some legitimately good stuff here. If you're a fan of this band's body of work, I definitely think you'll enjoy this new record from Odious Mortem. It's really solid. So, if I did think of any personal favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Dormant Retribution, Condemnation Foretold, In Abominable Form, Cave Dweller. Just some really top-quality technical death metal going on here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Willowtip Records Bandcamp page, preferably their own band's Bandcamp page, where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it, buy it digitally, and it is available physically as a CD and 12-inch vinyl. There's also merchandise options available to where you can get a t-shirt or a hoodie or something like that, however you want to support this band. So again, the album is Synesthesia by Odious Mortem. This is released on Willowtip Records. Definitely check this one out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very solid 8.5 out of 10. Natural quality technical death metal here from a band that is very much synonymous with technical death metal, how the job gets done, and how great things can be sounding. So, if you haven't heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it, how you feel about it. Are any of you guys into Odious Mortem? How do you think this compares to their previous releases? Definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Help out.